Hey up guys, so today I'm going to show you my Panther Chameleon. So my Panther Chameleon here is called Rango and he is a male and he's going to see himself in the viewfinder and basically he does think that there's another chameleon there, so you might see him, he's sort of inflating his chin here and he's making his colours go a lot more sort of red and vibrant because basically he thinks that there's another chameleon on his territory. So yeah, he's a male and basically it's really easy to sex chameleons. So any chameleon that you see that's like very colourful and very bright, that will be a male, is they're like that basically to attract the females in the wild. And any chameleons that you see that are really dull and quite dark and almost like grey in colour, they'll tend to be the females. So this is known as sexual dimorphism, which basically means an obvious difference between the sex of the species without having to look at their reproductive organs. Now, in captivity, they are quite, they don't live very long, chameleons surprisingly. They live for around 5 to 7 years in males and even less in females because they can often have a lot of problems with their eggs in girls. But like I said here, Rango is a boy. Now, panther chameleons in the wild, they tend to be found in Madagascar, in Africa, and they live in like the rainforests. They live in the treetop canopies. They are a very good climber, and because they live in the rainforests, in the trees, they're known as an arboreal species, which basically means they don't live on the ground. You won't ever find chameleons on the floor. They like to live up high, and because of that, they have quite a few adaptations to help them to be really good at climbing. So the first one you'll see is he's got a lovely long tail here, and as he demonstrated really well then, it automatically sort of curls around my finger. Now this tail is known as a prehensile tail. Some monkeys have this, and basically it's the same way that monkeys use them for. It's basically like having a fifth limb to obviously help with balance, but also the fact that it can wrap around things. It's just like an extra support, and sometimes they can not quite hang the entire body off it, but it certainly can hold quite a lot of weight, their tail, and you can just sort of see anything. So if you put around it, it'll automatically see how he's coiling around my arm now. Whereas obviously some lizards' tails are just normal and they won't do that, so that's one of his adaptations. They've got really special hands, chameleons, so if I can get one off him, see if I can show you. So you might be able to see there as he's beautifully demonstrating. They do have 5 fingers and 5 toes like us, but they're actually fused together. So essentially it's almost like having 2 pincers. And again, these will help him to grab onto branches and things in the trees to help him with his climbing. And they're fused together, and he's actually got three of his fingers on the inside and 2 on the outside. And with his feet, it's the opposite way around. He has 3 on the outside and 2 on the inside. He has got little claws, but they're nothing major. I don't ever have to cut them, and they'll just help a little bit with his grip as well. Now, I'm sure you've all probably noticed, as well as chameleons, is their really cool eyes. If I bring him close, hopefully you might be able to see his eyes. Now, their eyes are quite unusual, so their upper and their lower eyelids are actually fused together. And he does have a little pupil. His eyes are actually brown in colour, his actual eyeball part. Having a good look around now. They can obviously actually see in colour, which obviously colour is very important for chameleons. And his eyes can obviously help him move. They can move around, and it gives him a 360-degree vision all around his body. And he can actually move his eyes independently, so he could have one looking forward and one looking backwards. and that allows them to focus on 2 different things simultaneously, which obviously can be useful, whether it's checking for a prey animal going around like a little bug that he's wanting to catch, or indeed in the wild, checking for predators to try and keep him safe. Now, they are a carnivore. They're carnivorous, so they do eat meat, so primarily they do eat insects. So in captivity, we tend to feed them things like locusts, crickets, moria worms, and we do tend to supplement these with things like calcium dust and vitamin dust, just to give them extra nutrients. So the way a chameleon eats, they have a very long, big, sticky tongue that they stick out to help them catch their prey. So their tongue is a very, very sticky tongue, and it's extremely long. They tend to say the tongue tends to be as long as what their entire body is. And again, because of the really, really good eyesight, it gives them quite good depth perception. So most of the time it enables them to catch it, though he has been known to miss quite a few times, bless him. But normally on the second attempt he does manage to catch it. And because they eat primarily insects, which are obviously quite soft-bodied animals, they don't have bones, for example. Chameleons, they don't have really big teeth. They have quite blunt, flat teeth that do just help him sort of crunch down on his food. Miss. The chameleon now, look at him puffing himself up. He normally doesn't have this big sort of chin here, but as you can see, his eyesight is brilliant, and he can just see himself in the mirror, bless him. The thing that the chameleons are probably most famous for is obviously their colour. Now, it's a bit of a myth that they can change to any colour and they'll just blend into any background. Like, I do so many encounters and people will be like, oh, my t-shirt's white, is he going to turn white? It doesn't work like that. So basically, they do come in lots of different colours, even panther chameleons can. However, the colours that they have are sort of their base colours that they're born with, almost like our hair colour. And then once they've got them colours, they have those colours for the rest of their life. So for example, his sort of base colours are sort of red, obviously, a green, and also a yellow. And basically the way it works is they can do different shades of those sort of base colours. So again, they change their shades primarily due to their mood. So again, like at the moment, he thinks there's another chameleon, so he's getting a little bit sort of grumpy. If he was to get cold, so for example at night time, when his lights go off and the temperature drops, he turns quite pale in colour. When he's up to temperature and he's been basking and he's nice and warm, he's really, really bright. So again, it's not to do with camouflage as such, it's more to do with the mood, the body temperature, exposure to light, which changes sort of their shades of colouring.